Welcome to Coochie Conversations, where we give you the real on all things women's health, spirituality, and motherhood. Empowering women to have sovereignty over themselves, we shine light on the disparities that women face daily as divine feminine beings. So steep your favorite tea, roll up your favorite smoke blend, and tune into this week's episode of Coochie Conversations. Peace Tribe, welcome back to another episode of Coochie Conversations, where we get real about feminine wellness, womb care, and everything they forgot to teach us. I'm your host, Bianca Pittman, and today we'll be diving into a topic that so many women struggle with but don't always connect the dots on: BV and the Mirena IUD. If you've been dealing with recurring BV infections after getting an IUD, you're not alone. Many of us are told that the Mirena is a set it and forget it type of birth control method. What they don't mention is how it can disrupt the vaginal microbiome, leading to imbalances, irritation, and frustration. So today we're breaking it all down: the connection between BV, IUDs, and why this happens, and most importantly, what you can do to support your vaginal health naturally. Y'all know I don't believe in just accepting things as normal. We're all about solutions and holistic healing over here. So grab your tea, get comfy, and let's get into it. So over the weekend, I had the pleasure of connecting with so many women who, shared their vaginal experiences with me. And what I found to be most common was that a lot of women were talking about suffering with reoccurring BV after having an IUD. And they didn't really understand why they had this issue. Even after they would take the IUD out, they were still having these reoccurring BV infections. And when they would go to the doctor would just kind of chuck it up to, oh, the string is too long, and then just cut the string and send them on their way, and they would still have these infections. Or they would take the IUD out and they would still have these infections. So today, I wanted to address how the Mirena IUD can be a contributing factor to your BV. For those of you who don't know what the Mirena is, the Mirena IUD is a popular birth control option that releases synthetic hormones to prevent pregnancy for up to 8 years. While convenient, many women notice unexpected changes in their vaginal health, including recurring BV. But why does this happen? Let's break it down. We all know that we have both good and bad bacteria in the vagina. So when the bad bacteria outgrows the good bacteria, it creates an imbalance, which can lead to fishy, foul odors, irritation, and like a thin grayish or white discharge. While BV can be triggered by multiple factors like douching, antibiotics, unprotected sex, your detergent, your toilet tissue, like anything can kind of like set off a BV infection. Some people notice a pattern of BV flare-ups after getting an IUD. So what's the connection? The Mirena IUD releases progesterone, which is a synthetic hormone that can alter your vaginal pH, making it easier for bad bacteria to thrive. The IUD strings can also introduce bacteria into the vaginal canal, increasing the risk of imbalances. So if you've been struggling with recurring BV since getting an IUD, your birth control may most likely be playing the role. If you had an IUD and are experiencing BV, sis, don't worry, because there are a bunch of natural ways to still support your vaginal health. I would start with prioritizing probiotic-rich foods like yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut. All of these foods help to restore balance in the vagina. Herbal teas like red raspberry leaf, nettle, they all support your womb, while yoni steaming with antibacterial and pH balancing herbs may help cleanse and reset the vaginal flora. But be mindful of your feminine care products, because it's very important that you pay attention to the ingredients that are in your products. So as I stated before, the skin in your mouth and the skin in your vagina are the same. So when you put something in your mouth, it goes straight into your bloodstream, and the same thing goes for your vagina. So if you're putting scented fragrance, body washes and things down there, if you're not really using a soap that's designed for the vagina, then this can be a reason why you're experiencing reoccurring BV. So using gentle pH balancing washes like our Yoni Bar or our Yoni Wash is your best friend. I swear I've had
so many women who've had reoccurring BV infections switch to our products and they can't even remember the last time they've had an infection. Staying hydrated and eating nutrient-dense diet can also make a huge difference. Now, if you're dealing with reoccurring BV and you suspect your Mirena IUD is playing a role, you might be wondering, what are my options? Do I just live with this? The short answer is no. Sis, you have choices. First, let's talk about the IUD options. Many people don't know that we have hormonal versus non-hormonal IUDs. The Mirena is a hormonal IUD, meaning it releases synthetic progesterone, which can throw off your vaginal pH balance. But there's also a non-hormonal IUD called Paragard. Instead of hormones, it's made of copper, which prevents pregnancy by creating an inflammatory response in the uterus that the sperm doesn't like. But the only downside to that is it could come with heavier periods and more cramping. So it's important to kind of weigh out the pros and cons of each IUD option. So basically, if you go with the Mirena, which is a hormonal IUD, you may be more prone to BV infections. But if you go with the Paragard, which is a non-hormonal IUD, you may be more prone to cramping and heavier periods. So now if you're looking for something more natural, the fertility awareness method is another option. This is where you track your cycle, you monitor your basal temperature, and you pay attention to the cervical mucus to determine your fertile window. Because as many of you don't know, but I always reiterate, you can't get pregnant at every time you have sex. You can only get pregnant when you're ovulating and when you're in that fertile window. So when this is done correctly, it can be just as effective as a birth control pill, like 99.9 effective. But it does require consistency and education. There's apps and tools that you can use that can help you with this. And so if you're someone who prefers a hormone-free approach, this is worth looking into. Then, of course, we have other options like condoms, diaphragms, and even herbal contraceptive methods that women swear by. The key takeaway here is that birth control isn't one size fits all. Your body, your choice. So if you feel like your IUD is disrupting your vaginal health and the quality of your life, don't be afraid to explore other options and have that conversation with your healthcare provider. One thing I hate is that, I've been told that like on these college campuses that they're just giving out birth control to all these students, or like in high schools, they're just giving out birth control to students. And it's like, you never tested to see if this birth control is right for this individual. Just like I tell people, like yoni steaming is also not one size fits all. And this is why I stress the importance of having a womb healing consultation, because what may be good for your friend may not be good for you based off of your reproductive health and your reproductive history. So at the end of the day, the goal is to find a method that supports both your reproductive health and your overall well-being. And remember, sis, you deserve a birth control option that works with your body, not against it. I hope this conversation shed some light on the connection between the Mirena IUD and BV, and most importantly, that you feel empowered to make the best decisions for your womb health. Remember, your body is always speaking to you. Symptoms like reoccurring BV aren't just normal or something you just have to live with. You deserve to feel balanced, vibrant, and in tune with your feminine energy. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you experienced BV after getting an IUD? What's worked for you? Come chat with me in the comments or over on Instagram at BUBeautyOfficial. And if you're looking for natural ways to support your vaginal health, check out my holistic yoni care products at www.bubeauty.com. I've got everything you need to help you keep your yoni happy, balanced, and thriving. And don't forget to share this episode with a friend who needs to hear it. And if you love this podcast, leave a review. It helps us grow and reach more women just like you. Until next time, take care of your yoni, take care of your spirit, and always honor your womb. Talk to you soon. Love you guys.